Hello students, welcome to the biology class of StudyGest. Today we will start the chapter the microorganisms. Are they friend or foe or both? I think after discussing the whole chapter we all will be able to understand, we'll all will be able to claim that either they are friend or foe or maybe both. So let's start it. So in today's class, the topics which will be covered, these are the basic idea about microorganisms, what are their features, how and why they are called microorganisms, what are the major groups of microorganisms, the bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoa and the virus, and where these microorganisms live in. Alright, but before starting the chapter, let me tell you something about us. As you can see on the screen that this is our YouTube channel StudyGest Academy. Do subscribe our channel, like our Facebook page, join us through the Telegram channel. In this channel you will be getting each and every kind of update about the live classes and the study materials and all, and it looks like this. The name of our Telegram channel is StudyGest School 7 to 10. Follow us on Instagram, and you can also join with us through WhatsApp community. The number is displayed over the screen, and for more updates go and visit our website www.studygest.in. okay, now our app of StudyGest is available. It's freely available in Google Play Store. You can directly go there, do download our app and install it. It's a very user friendly app. This is how our YouTube channel looks like. So do subscribe our channel, and after subscribing don't forget to hit the bell notification. Keep it on to get instant notification whenever any new videos will be uploaded in our channel. And this is how our Facebook page looks like. So like us on Facebook too, like our page for being continuously united with us. So before without any further discussion, we are just moving to our topic, to our class today. Okay, so microorganisms. Okay, micro means what? Micro means minute or very small. Organisms means, we know, organism that have the individuals which have life. Okay, so the organisms which will be called as microorganisms, or in short microbes, the organisms which are not possible for us to see with our naked eyes or unaided eyes, those are called microorganisms. With our naked eyes, the organisms which are not visible, these are not, we cannot see these organisms with our naked eyes in any condition, that organism is known as the microorganism or microbe. We at least need to have a microscope or at least a magnifying glass. This is what? Magnifying glass. Okay, as you can see here, whenever we are seeing the air, whatever, the water, wherever we can, if we want to find out, we have to use a magnifying glass. There we will be able to see the germs or the microbes. Now in this picture, this is what? This is a bread where this small patches, grayish white patches are seen. So this gray white patches on the most bread during the rainy season. Basically in the rainy season what happens, the moisture content in the atmosphere remains very high. So in that condition, if we keep it aside, then we will see that a gray white patches will be observed. And if we use the magnifying glass, then we will see that the microorganisms have grown here with their black tiny rounded structures, and these microorganisms are known as fungi microbes. Okay, now what are the features? Basic features are, these are as small as 10 to the power minus 6 nanometer in size. That's why we cannot visualize it with our naked eyes. Alright, some of these, such as the fungus on the bread, these can be seen. Yes, we can see it by We can identify it by the presence of these patches, this grayish white patches, cottony patches. But most of them are not even visible without a microscope. And now what is a microscope? Microscope is a machine by which actually helps to magnify a very small minute object like microorganisms. Okay, magnify means if a small dot, suppose this is a small dot, if we use microscope, the microscope will help to give the detailed structure. Suppose this is one unicellular amoeba, looks like. I will be telling you, just I am giving you the brief idea what the microscope does. Microscope helps to magnify or to make the even small dot, minute pores visible in that extent that will be visible properly, that each and every structure will be on our in front of our eyes, we'll be able to see it. All right, now the field of biology where the microorganisms are being studied are concerned, this branch of biology is known as microbiology. And who invented it? It has been invented by the scientist Anton van Leeuwenhoek. Scientist Leeuwenhoek, he actually is regarded or known as the father of microbiology. This is a picture of Mr. Leeuwenhoek. So he has first discovered, he has first brought the concept of microbiology, that in the field of vast field of biology, yes, there is a field where only we can focus on the microorganisms. We can use the microscope and use these microorganisms for our different further detailed study, and this branch is known as microbiology. Okay, now what are the major groups of microorganisms which we are one by one going to study? First is bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and the virus. And as we will be able to know about these each and every groups, we will be able to know that some are unicellular, that means they have only one cell or single cell, and even it can be multicellular, which will consist of more than one cell. Now moving on to bacteria. These pictures are showing bacteria. Okay, so what are these? These are the simplest unicellular organism having one cell only, right? And they have a rigid cell wall like the plants. Now this is, if you are asked that give one example of microbe which has the cell wall like the plants, the answer will be bacteria, because in plant cell we know the cell wall, rigid cell wall is present around each and every cell in the plant. So in case of bacteria, if we compare, we will be able to find out that yes, there is also presence of rigid cell wall around their body, around their cell. So based on the shape, the bacteria are differently named. Like here, you can see rod-shaped bacteria. So this rod-shaped bacteria are known as bacillus. Okay. Here this round-shaped spherical bacteria you can find out. Those spherical shaped bacteria are known as coccus. Okay, this is a spiral shaped bacteria, which is having its curl. It is known as spirilla. Okay, and some comma shaped bacteria are also visible, just like the commas. Okay, so those bacteria are known as vibrio. So based on the shape, bacteria are of different types. They are present in different forms. So many examples, varieties of bacteria are there all over the universe. So just two names have been listed here. One is lactobacillus. One by one you will be knowing about each and everything. And the second is rhizobium, that is also called commonly bread mold. This rhizobium is a soil bacteria. It is a soil bacteria. Okay. But the diseases like the typhoid and tuberculosis or TB, these are also caused by this bacteria. Now coming to fungi, what is it? It is a large group of organisms which do not have chlorophyll and do not photosynthesize. So they are dependent, as they cannot perform photosynthesis, they do not have chlorophyll, so definitely they cannot prepare food. So for food they have to depend on someone, and on whom they will be dependent? They will be dependent on the autotrophs, because they are called the heterotrophs. They are dependent, they are having dependent mode of nutrition. So what are the examples? This is yeast, this is aspergillus, this is bread mold. This is bread mold, and the scientific name of bread mold is the Rhizopus. All right, and this is what? This is also another fungi. Okay, mushroom. So all these pictures signify or are included within the fungi group of microorganism. Next, coming to protozoa, this is a picture of amoeba, and this one is paramecium. At least with amoeba we are very much familiar. It's a large group of single cell organism. They have the animal like characteristics. Okay, they have a special pseudopodia. Okay, this amoeba, they have pseudopodia, right? Now what is this pseudopodia? I'll tell you. Pseudopodia is known as the false feet. Now what is the false feet? This is the false feet. This is not its original. Their body is so irregularly shaped. So whenever they find anything as their prey or food, anything, so they basically push their cytoplasm inside their body. Okay, push them towards that direction. Suppose and that direction, suppose this is the source of prey. Okay, and it will have to catch it, and for catching it in that direction, their cytoplasm will be pushed, and false feet will be formed. That is known as pseudopodia, and by this pseudopodia they can use the pseudopodia for their movement, further movement. So diseases like dysentery and malaria, these are also caused by the protozoans. These are two very important and very familiar group of protozoa. Next, coming to algae, it is a large group of simple plant. Okay, and they have no roots or stems. So this is the algae. Firstly, you can see this is one water body where when it is not used, then whole surface of the water body is filled with these group of plant. They can be unicellular, that means single cell, as well as they can be multicellular, and they can be grown anywhere. They are also called photoautotrophs. Autotrophs and photoautotrophs because they can perform photosynthesis in presence of light. Okay, that's why they are photoautotrophs. Example, Chlamydomonas and the spiral algae, Spirogyra. They have the spiral shape. On the rock also it may grow. On the swampy places, marshy places, they can grow. Okay, and coming to the viruses. Okay, so these are what? Sorry, it will be these. Okay, these are the microscopic organisms which reproduce only inside the cell of the host organism. So these viruses, actually they don't have their original, their own machineries for reproduction. So what they do, they use the machinery of the other organism on which they attack. So common elements called the influenza, flu, and most coughs, these are mainly caused by the viruses. This is the virus. Okay, so and the polio and the chicken pox, these are also some diseases. These are also caused by the viruses. This is what? This is bacteriophage. This is also, this name is so close to bacteria, but remember that this is not the bacteria, rather this is a virus. So this bacteriophage is also an example of virus. And with this we are very much familiar with. This is what? This is coronavirus. This is the main culprit, okay, which we going through right now. We are going through with this pandemic due to this evil, and this evil is a virus known as coronavirus. All right, and the influenza flu we are talking about, this is the influenza virus. Okay. Now let's do some activity. Firstly, for this activity, what we have to do, we have to take 2 pots or 2 beakers, anything, okay. Moist soil we have to collect. Then in a pot, when we are putting that soil, 2 pots are there, we are adding soil and also we are adding water. Alright, and here we are taking pond water. Now the soil particles have settled down. Now observe 1 drop of water from the first pot. So this is the first pot, this is the second. So 1 drop of water, this will be the soil water, this will be the pond water. One drop of water will be observed under microscope. What will be done? Here will be 1 slide, and over that slide 1 drop of water, soil water as well as pond water, in different slides we will be putting, and over that a small glass cover slip will be pressed on it very gently, and we'll have to see under microscope. So now the question is, what we can see? Let's see. We can see simply some tiny organisms which are moving and floating around under the cover slip. This is showing the soil water microbes. These small organisms, these are the microorganisms, and this is the pond water sample what will be seen under microscope. There also we can see many different shaped bacteria, many small microbes. Okay, so hence proves that the organisms are present, these microorganisms are present in the soil as well as in the pond water. Okay, so now moving on to the habitat of organism. Habitat means what? Habitat means home. All right, habitat means home. So home is a safe place for us where we can stay. Now we have to check out that as these microorganisms are very minute, 10 to the power minus 6 nanometer in size, so where they can be fit? Actually, once we cannot see it through our naked eyes, so definitely they are fitting everywhere, right? So let's check out where they are present. If we follow the pictures, we can see that this is the picture, while this is the soil, right? So the soil is having, these are what? These are colored microbes. These are not colored. Basically, this has been shown to make it visible. These are not present in so big size. Okay, they are present in very minute size, and this minute size only they are creating so many harm. Maybe they are benefiting also. So whatever. This soil is, that means it is proving, the first picture is showing that soil is having bacteria. Now what is that? This is one sample of water taken from any water body, and it is also showing these microbes inside it, and it is air. Okay, air bubble is having these bacteria. Even this picture, you can be surprised, you may be surprised by seeing this, that if once we are seeing with a magnifying glass, it is showing you that the human gut is also having or carrying lots and lots of bacteria inside it. So microorganisms spread over the entire biosphere, in the soil, in the water, air, inside our bodies. That means the human gut. What did I say? Human gut. Okay, so in the human gut, everywhere these are widespread, entire biosphere, the total sphere, biosphere, the air, water, the soil, even inside the human body, these are present in plenty of amounts. Okay, during unfavorable conditions, when the temperature is very high or very low, which is not appropriate, suppose, for the microorganisms to stay, or the water condition, scarcity of water, when proper water is not there, then what they do, they keep themselves in inactive stage by forming a hard tough covering called the cyst around them. Cyst is a hard tough covering. Okay, this in this form, suppose in this way, this is called the cyst, okay, around them. And when the favorable conditions return, on return of that, they basically emerge out from the cyst. So from the cyst, they are when in the unfavorable condition, they are present in this manner, but when this unfavorable condition is converted into favorable one, during the favorable condition, these things, they actually, these microorganisms come out, bursting that, they come out from that cyst and continue their life cycle. So in this way you can say that microorganisms are present everywhere in the whole environment or whole ecosystem. Okay, so that is all for today. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, thank you.